Hi guys, and welcome to my bedroom. Yeah, do you like my new shirt? Hexapil? I really like it. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this video. And today I'm talking about the controversial topic of tarot reversals, or more appropriately, on the controversial topic of why the fuck you don't really need them. And of course, I'm expressing my personal opinion. But hear me out. And my personal opinion comes from over 20 years of experience. I am, by the way, Madam Nadia from madamnadia.com. And yes, I've been slinging cards since 1995. So without getting into my age, I'm going to tell you what got me onto the desire to talk to you today about this topic, and why I think that tarot reversals are not really needed. So a couple of weeks ago, my good friend and conjure colleague, Balthazar Conjure, made a video about why he thinks it's important that tarot readers stick to only a few meanings per card. And I could not agree more with Balthazar. I believe that our market is completely oversaturated with information about tarot. Everybody and their sister is making a deck. There are so many different books. Some of the books are, of course, classics, but there is so much information about all of that. And it gets confusing, and people, and my students as well, get stuck in this notion that they need to know all the meanings, and they need to learn all the meanings. Until they know all the fucking meanings, they're not good tarot card readers, which is absolutely incorrect, guys. It's absolutely wrong, because it defeats the purpose. Besides the fact that some of the meanings that you might find are going to contradict each other, we're just talking upright cards. We're not even talking about reverse cards. But if you feel like you need to know like 500 of pages of meanings for a certain card, you will never feel comfortable. You will never know intimately this card, because you will always feel FOMO about it, fear of missing out, like you don't know enough, like somebody else is better. So this is something that I see a lot with my students, and I see a lot with the beginners of that craft. Now, that brought me to the idea of the fact that I do not read reversals. I never read reversals. I did read some books about reversals. It's not like I don't know about it. But I just wanted to talk to you why I think it's a waste of time and why you don't really need it. So, you know, you have your traditional 78 cards tarot deck. And if we're going to be very, very general, we can say that at least 1/3 of the deck consists of negative meanings. Now, folks that go into psychological tarot reading and whatnot will argue and say, well, reverse cards are not just negative cards. They're deepening, you know, you can look at it as retrograde or redo or whatnot. To me, if you look at meanings of reverse cards, those are negative meanings. So if I have a deck of 78 cards with 1/3 of it already consisting of negative meanings, and come on, look at it, look at a sword suit. You know, the sword suit is practically fucking 90% negative cards just there. So we have enough negative meanings to draw from in the cards as they are, 78 perfect cards in upright positions. So if you work with your deck and you memorize 3 meanings, not more, per card in an upright position, you will have so many permutations already of cards. You're going to have the positive, you're going to have the negative, and you're going to have the neutral. Now, how do you know if a card is afflicted, or is it more positive, or is it more negative? This is where your ability as a tarot reader comes in, and I'm not even talking about dignities or elements. I'm not going to go into that. What I'm talking about is that when you lay that, my Yorkies obviously have something to say. Are we done, guys? Are we done? Dogs, are we done? I think, I don't know, maybe they want to read reverse card. They want to read reverse card. I don't know. Lulu, what are you saying? Anyways, so we have already all these meanings together, and when we put the cards together, we can see how they flow, and this is the beauty of the story. So, you know, you look at 3 cards together, and you come up with a story, or 2 cards together. What is the interaction? Or in the beginning, just 1. There is so much meaning, so much intensity here already, locked and loaded, that by adding and forcing yourself, learning a whole 78 other principles as relating to reverse cards, you're fucking yourself up. You're slowing your progress. You're telling yourself, if I'm not going to know that, I'm not going to be able to read the cards, which is bullshit. Now, what do I do when I see a reverse card, right? Before turning it upright, I'm just paying attention to the energy, the flow of cards, if you will. So if I have 2 cards up and 1 down or 1 reverse, that tells me something. That is a certain element of the story. And I look, for instance, this is without planning it, it came out to be the suit of swords, or justice here, justice holding a sword. But I can see that these swords are up and this sword kind of want to go up. So I note that. I don't even need to stop and think about it, because my intuition and my experience and my subconscious picks up on that, and it becomes part of the story. I mean, if you have 2 cards upright and one reverse, you're going to pay attention to that. Whether you want it or not, you're going to notice it. So don't be shy, notice those things, but please don't feel that in order for you to learn to read the cards, in order for you to be a good card reader, that you need to know gazillion million meanings for each card, and that you also need to know gazillion million meanings for the card reverse. So that's it. That's all I wanted to tell you. And good luck in your card readings. And do me a favor, don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it so complicated that it's difficult and gives you anxiety, right? If you want to be a good reader, you need to be able to leave the anxiety at the door. You need to be able to sit down, to put the cards, draw the cards, and tell a story. That story needs to have meaning. And as I said in my previous video, I believe that story needs to be predictive in nature. So not looking for the inner child or all kinds of psychological bullshit that we can come up with knowing sort of basic psychological principles from watching the TV, but actually see what's going on and predict what's going to happen. Anyway, that's just my 5 cents on the subject. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, thumbs up, comments, you know, do whatever, you know, people always tell you on YouTube to do. Just do it. And hit me up, let me know that you like it. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and of course, madamnadia.com. Signing out. No reverse, just upright. Okay. Ciao. Bye.